It's just who she is now, and I accept that. Although it's a very nice thought. Okay. Let's boot it up. I'll just never make this mistake again, that's all. That's all that is. Alright, so I think that we are actually bringing this trial pretty much to a close. I'm trying to think if there's any details we don't exactly know yet. Like, Mrs. Garadeb might have personally stabbed her because of the note that was in that book in Mr. Garadeb's house, the one that looked like a love letter. That could definitely lead to her stabbing this lady. Either that, or she just threw the knife out the window and it landed in her back. But I strongly doubt that. Also, they said the reason for her going ballistic and, like, starting the fire and throwing shit was because she found that love letter. What if she, like, caught them in the act or something? I guess we're gonna find out. But I get the feeling that there's only, like, 30 minutes to maybe 60 minutes of this trial left, so let's gambate. Ah, yes, just as I remember her.
Now you listen to me. I refuse to believe all this nonsense. I couldn't bear the thought that I'd injured someone. Did you hear? I couldn't bear it. Oh, the poor woman. Oh, yes, I want evidence. I want to see hard evidence if you're going to insist on this being my fault. You're going to have to prove to me that I threw the knife if that's what you think. Come along now, chop chop, do your worst.
Well, Mr. Naruhodo? If I had evidence like that, believe me, I would have thrown it at her already. Then take this stand, juror.
Oh!
The prosecution does not object to the defense's request to cross-examine this woman. Thank you, Lord Van Zeeks.
I'm going to have to testify?
Juror number 4. As I'm sure you will appreciate, having observed it with your own eyes today, the witness testimony can lead to the most extraordinary truths being unearthed. Truths of which the witness themselves may not even have been aware of.
Oh, dearie me.
So I demand your full and unadulterated testimony, Mrs. Garadeb. And mark my words, in this court of law today, we shall extract the truth. Do you concur, counsels? Certainly, my lord. Oh, that's what I'm hoping for, my lord. This is such a strange feeling. For the first time since arriving in this country, it actually feels real. I'm here in the Old Bailey, and I'm a lawyer. Aw, cutie. Witness, state your name and occupation. Where'd you get that teapot also?
Oh, yes. My name is Joan Garadeb. And I'm a juror and such like.
It sounds like even she doesn't know if she's a housewife or a maid or what anymore. The court has decided your testimony is required in order to clarify matters in this case. Do you understand, madam?
Yes, my lord.
You will tell the court everything that took place in your household on the evening in question. And I warn you, do not attempt to hide the truth.
Oh, dearie me.
It's the cheeks gyrating for me. Chin up, Joni. Nothing to worry about now. Oh!
Oh, I didn't know you were here, John.
I don't remember the voice I gave him. Wasn't only you in the room that day, old thing, was it? Rather, think I ought to testify as well, don't you?
But what about your knee, dear?
Don't worry about that. Hardly notice it. I'm not the sort of chap to leave a comrade to face disciplinary action alone.
Oh, John.
I presume you are Mr. John Garadeb. It was funny, Mars, when you first meet him.
Moonlight, pour down.
He's in a like a wheelchair, and he's staring at you from his left profile only. So all you see is the moon-shaped hair. And the reason for that was because he had a big red hand slap mark on his other cheek, which is a part of when we first met them and it being linked to the case. That's actually how we learned that they had a fight the evening that this crime took place. So I'm guessing the last few details that we don't know about the case are about to come to light. Yes, sir. Former Second Lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment of the 4th Netherumland Fusiliers, sir. Oh, true. I didn't even notice that Joan has, like, almost like a sun aesthetic because of her maid headband. Who slapped him? His wife, right there. Because she found a love letter addressed to him in a book that he was reading. The quiet life. Were you not engaged in an incendiary battle with your spouse on the day in question? Yes, well, quite. I believe this may represent a first in the proud history of British court. Calling a juror to the witness stand is unprecedented. However, the court will hear your testimony now, juror number 4, and that of your husband. Yes, this was the chick spilling the tea by accident all over his crotch. Hey, Dammy. Here's what else we don't know, though. There's like a big, like a partition in their living room, and we never learn what's behind it. It's probably tied to the case. You will recount clearly and concisely the events in your home at the time of the incident in question. Sir, at once. Yes, on the day you're referring to, the wife and I did have a bit of a skirmish. Can't recall the reason now. Knocked a candlestick over and set fire to the carpet. Soon had it out though, and got the window open.
Meanwhile, I was picking up whatever I could throw at him.
Plenty of knives around our place. Can't say I'd notice if one or two went missing, I'm afraid. Yeah, we walked in and Partition was playing. If that bally thing in the victim's back really was one of ours, you'll have a job proving it, I think. It sounds as though it was quite the battlefield in your household that evening. Although an entirely one-sided assault, it seems. The enemy caught us on the hop, sir. Had no choice but to dig in and take defensive measures. To be honest, if the enemy had kept shelling us for another minute, we'd have been toast. Of course, a veteran such as myself is only too aware that on every battlefield you're just a gnat's whisker from death at any moment. Are we still talking about a marital quarrel here? Well, I must say I'm dubious that this testimony will shed any light on the origins of this jackknife. In combat, one's focus narrows such that surroundings are barely noticed. These witnesses may not be able to offer anything more than they have testified already. This may be a dead end. Van Zeeks may well be right.
Well, whatever the chances, we only have this last cross-examination to uncover the truth, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes, I'm afraid so. Very well, counsel. Begin your cross-examination. Okay. The reason is what you told us yesterday, I believe.
Yes, that's right. If I remember correctly, it all started because of a note that was tucked into the pages of the book belonging to Mr. Garadeb. A rather
passionate note, in fact. But Mrs. Garadeb found the note, discovering her husband's little secret.
And she gave him a mighty number of slaps across the face for it, too.
What a sordid state of affairs. Hell on earth. I say, when a chap says he can't recall such things, it's common decency not to bring it up. And besides, half of it was wide of the mark anyway.
A likely story.
Like she's... These waters run very deep. And what transpired next after these multiple blows to the face? Knocked a candlestick over and set fire to the carpet. Soon had it out, though, and got the window open. And the fire also spread to some items of furniture, didn't it? The bookcase, my armchair, anything of mine, really. Just so happens that there was some bath water around that evening, so I sloshed that about to put it out. A most precarious situation you put yourself in. Ours is a 3-story house on the west side of the street, where the water main isn't connected yet. Have to draw water from a public water pump during the day if you need any, you see.
The lodgers are always moaning that they can't get any water at night. Although, that little mustached Japanese man buys water in bottles, I believe.
The defendant, Mr. Natsume, you mean?
Yes, he receives a stipend for his studies, you know, from his home country. Can you imagine being able to brew a pot of tea at all hours? He's obviously very well off.
Have you actually seen the state of the man?
I believe he uses all of his income to buy books.
Well, anyway, the point is, I was able to douse the fire with water, fortunately enough.
Meanwhile, I was picking up whatever I could find to throw at him.
Even though the room was on fire.
As far as I was concerned at the time. It was more important to extinguish my anger than the flames. When a woman wants to throw, she must throw.
That is most certainly not true of us who sought to take down Mr. Naruhodo.
How did I know she was thinking that? So, please cast your mind back and try to remember. Was a knife among the items that you threw at your husband that day?
In all honesty, I don't recall. But if I must point out that I'm no monster. Let me see. Some bread, a cabbage, garlic, a towel, and a sponge. A napkin.
Excuse me.
Do you have something to add, sir? Mr. Garadem. Don't shoot! Sorry, I beg your pardon. Did your wife's remark just now bring something to mind? Nothing of any significance, no. Just that the barrage of projectiles the old thing launched in my direction was somewhat more solid than she implies. Books, bricks, and a fire poker. I seem to recall. Ouch. And the woman's aim is uncanny. Good grief, woman. We're not at home. This is a court of law.
Oh, dearie me. Ever so sorry, dear.
Whatever she's doing... Oh, what she's even doing with that teapot in here.
Honestly, John, I would never have thrown such things at you, obviously.
Well, take a look at this, then. How do you suppose that happened, Your pipe, sir. Had this thing in my hand as usual at the time of the onslaught. Knocked it clean out with one of her soft projectiles, she did. Yes. And when I went to pick the thing up, I was broken in two. It was broken in two. I'd like to see a sponge do that sort of damage. I see, your pipe was broken. I would never have been sent flying unless it was hit by something pretty solid. Anyway, I've managed to bandage the thing up for now.
You are one to exaggerate, aren't you, dear?
Dammy. I wonder what we should make of this account. Could be important. The defense believes Mr. Garrideb's remarks just now to be of great significance. This war veteran's words only tell us one thing. Betray a fiery wife, and pipes as well as hearts may be broken. Sentimental wisdom, perhaps, but hardly worthy of adding to the formal testimony. Indeed, common sense, one might say. Might one?
In that case, would you at least permit us to examine the pipe, sir?
Well, I don't see why not.
Oh, dearie me. There you go again, trying to ingratiate yourself with a young lady.
Very well. The court will accept the gentleman's pipe as evidence. Ah. So what do we got? It looks to be in a sorry state with that bandage around it, doesn't it? But for some reason, it feels slightly ominous to me, like it's trying to shout a warning. Probably because it's the same blue as Mr. Garrideb's dressing gown. The pipe did it.
I suppose it must have considerable sentimental value to Mr. Garrideb, given that he's gone to the trouble of repairing it like this.
Either that or he can't afford to replace it. There's a small nick out of the bowl here. Look, it appears to have been made relatively recently.
And see how there are little scrapes and dents all over it? It's clearly a well-loved pipe.
Yes, you're right. It seems to me recently that being well-loved goes hand in hand with getting some battle scars. This particular nick is catching my eye, though, because it's clearly new. Oh. Interesting. So the nick happened after the fight? Is that what they're saying?
I hope I didn't speak out of turn, Mr. Naruhodo. I was feeling rather disappointed for you that your request was turned down.
Oh no, it's fine. Thanks, Yusato-san. We may have some new evidence to work with. We should examine it carefully. Well, thank you for that rebuttal, Mr. Garrideb. Now if we could return to the crux of the matter. What can you tell the court about the knife used to attack the victim? So we're still doing the cross-examination, right?
Hold it!
Sorry? Would you care to elaborate? Nothing to say, really. Rather partial to a spot of carving, you see. Pipes and whatnot. Fishing tackle. You know the sort of thing.
It's a passion we both share. I like to carve little wooden trinkets too. And then there's my leather work.
Sorry to say, we're always losing knives about the place. And we have dozens of things.
They sell them at the market sometimes. 20 for the price of 19. Needless to say, I snapped them up. John prefers to use 2 knives at mealtimes too, instead of knife and fork.
Now, Joan, we don't want people thinking I'm some kind of savage! Here we go again with the scaldings. Why are they being so evasive? I know, could you imagine? It's like when an amateur uses chopsticks.
I imagine it's because they don't want to believe it. They can't bear the thought that it might have been one of their knives that injured the victim.
Which is entirely understandable, of course, but still. Go on with the testimony, witnesses. Sir! Dammy.
Hold it!
So you have no intention of admitting it was your knife, unless we can produce proof. Oh dear. Even though there is no other credible possibility of Mr. Natsume is innocent.
Objection!
You forget, my Nipponese friend. That is yet to be established that the accused is not responsible for the attack. As if I could forget. If only there was some way to know who had handled the knife. But I suppose wizardry like that is just a dream.
Perhaps you're thinking of fingerprinting, Mr. Naruhodo.
What? You mean it's not a dream? That sort of wizardry really exists?
When people touch anything, they leave behind a unique pattern from their skin, or so they say.
But I can't see anything. There are already countries in the world where these so-called fingerprints can be used as evidence. Lord Strongheart is currently discussing the matter at the Ministry of Justice. Yes, I believe we are rapidly approaching an era of scientific methods of investigation.
But for now, we have to find an alternative method of proving our assertion that the knife found in the victim's back was originally in Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb's house.
Ugh, if only I could transplant this whole incident to several years in the future. That's the extent of their testimony, is it?
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, I think we've heard all this before, to be honest. I can't say I'm particularly confident that we will be able to prove anything new with this testimony, but in
this cross-examination, it's absolutely essential that we establish how this knife came to be at the scene of the incident.
Yes, I know. Do I have a game for Ryunosuke?
I'm sure both of them must be feeling very worried. Worried that it was in fact a knife belonging to one of them that caused the victim's injury. If we could find a tiny shred of evidence to support that theory, it would clinch this trial for us. It would explain everything.
Make Miss Susato speak in your normal... Alright, we'll try it. Yes, it would. So for Saseki-san's sake, we must. We must find that last crucial piece of evidence. Okay. So... I don't think we have anything currently. Kermit the Frog? Wait, for who? I don't even know if I can do that voice. Yeah, I can do it. For who? Anyone? Alright, I'll make Mr. Garrideb with Kermit the Frog. How's that? Oh, look here, Mr. Naruhodo, just at the tip. A small piece of the blade appears to be missing. Well spotted, Miss Usato. I wonder what could have happened to it. Yes, you don't think it could still be lodged in the victim, do you? Oh dear, I do hope not. That sounds terribly painful. Wait. So we could use the knife to prove that the knife was... It was his knife because it carved this. Let me know if you want a tip. I noticed that you missed something at one point. Oh. I think I know what to do. Is this the one that we're supposed to challenge? I'm gonna try using it.
Objection.
Ah, shit. Nope.
Hold it.
So this is gonna be repeat.
Objection.
Yeah. Fingerprinting. Yep. Right, we already read this. I think we pressed all of their statements, didn't we?
Hold it.
I like it. There was one conversation where I immediately went to the reaction and we didn't let the normal dialogue play out. I think it was Mrs. Garrideb's only line. So let's just make sure it wasn't here.
Hold it.
Right. Don't recall. Right, okay. She says the things about only throwing... Oh, wait, this is new dialogue. Mr. Garrideb, do you recall what your wife threw at you? Well, oh.
Well, I recall that Lion's Pride, of course. Jolly good book. Only just purchased it, too.
See, it's getting stitchy. It's more Stitch and less Kermit.
Maybe. But
A jolly good book for burning, it seems.
But it was dashed awful. There was a dashed awful scene on the battlefield, I can tell you. Flames everywhere. Smoke billowing. Couldn't see a ball thing.
Oh god, yeah, it's, only this scene.
I dare say I would never have noticed a knife bouncing off the old bonds.
I don't think they tend to bounce, really. Okay.
Hold it!
Okay. So...
Hold it!
So I can't present evidence when he does this.
Objection!
So we repressed everything. I must have... I gotta look at my evidence now. Maybe we examine the book. Is there like a... Let me see, it's a book called The Lion's Pride. I'm afraid I don't know any English literature at all, so it wouldn't be something I've heard. Wait a minute, The Lion's Pride? That's strange. I think I've heard the name of that book recently. Yeah, we know. I was hoping I'd see like a ding from a knife or something, you know? There's no dingage. I keep looking at this book, and every time I can't believe how badly burnt it is. I can't believe what a terrible waste it is. The more I look at the damage, the more I'm sure it must have happened very recently, too. A book damaged by fire very recently. Why does that seem significant? You guys, stop going back in time and pretending like we didn't already discuss this. Right, it's burned there, so that's not significant. And we can't see the book in this photo. what is... Oh, that's the knife!
Ah! Wait! How
Is he using it if there's a knife head lodged in it? Oh, something just twinkled inside the chamber of the pipe there.
Yes, I saw it. Something's stuck in there, I think.
Let's turn it over and give it a shake. What's this?
It's a tiny fragment of a metal.
It looks like it's the tip of a blade or something. Surely it couldn't be. Well... Okay. So now we're gonna use this against... Present.
Objection.
And the music stopped, which makes me think we're in the clear. Mr. Garadeb, could I ask you to take a good look at this, please? You can ask, but I can't see a bally thing. You can't? Used to call me Dead-Eyed Deb. Back in the regiment, of course. But that was some time ago now. Even when I'm trying to enjoy a large print book by the fire these days. I struggle to tell a B and a D and a P from a Q, to be honest. Oh god, is that significant?
Oh, he does. Dearie me, it's rather wearing being asked about every other letter in every other word.
You must be very dizzy. What is that? A tiny scrap of metal? Yes, almost certainly from the tip of a blade. And what may appear to be the first... Oh, and what may appear at first to be just a tiny scrap is, in fact, a crucial piece of evidence. Interesting. And where did the defense come by this evidence? It was lodged in the chamber of Mr. Garadeb's pipe. My pipe, you say? By Jove! I wonder how that got there. And what precisely does this fragment of metal signify, Counsel? Are you suggesting that it is in some way related to the matter of the stabbing on Briar Road? I am. What? When put together with another piece of evidence already in the court record, I believe this tiny fragment of metal will unravel the whole truth of this case, my lord. You appear rather confident in that extraordinary statement, Counsel. Very well, then. Present the pertinent evidence to the court. What evidence, when paired with this fragment of metal, allegedly reveals the truth of this entire case?
Take that!
This is the knife that was found in the victim's back. If you look closely, you will see that there is a small piece at the tip of the blade that is missing. A common issue with inferior blades sold at unsavory street markets. Criminals who use them regularly leave the tips lodged in their victims' bones. And what of this particular knife? No doubt its tip has suffered a similar fate, now languishing somewhere near the spine of the victim. No, that's not the case. The tip of this particular knife's blade is the very fragment of metal we discovered in the chamber of Mr. Garadeb's pipe. Oh, I think that's the first time that's ever happened. Good grief, Lord Van Zeeks! I don't believe it. The knife from the crime scene and this fragment of metal are a perfect match. Good golly gosh! Me too, Tots. Order, order, order. Is this some sort of Eastern sorcery? This is no magic, my lord. This is a miracle.
Yeah, how did it stab her? If there was no tip, wouldn't it just bounce?
A miracle?
So Van Zeeks has figured it out, has he?
Counsel, explain this extraordinary coincidence at once.
Yes, my lord. The crucial point we have to ask ourselves here is when did the fragment of metal find its way inside Mr. Garrideb's pipe? Something that was clarified for us in the most recent witness testimony. Oh, so they're gonna say that the knife smacked the pipe. I thought he was gonna say he used the knife to carve the pipe. Uh-oh.
Oh, dearie me.
During the argument between these two that occurred just as the victim was on the pavement below, Mrs. Garrideb flung this knife at her husband. However, the knife missed Mr. Garrideb, instead striking the pipe in his hand at the time.
Which caused the tip to break off, of course. Good lord!
Yes, and that is when the tiny tip of the blade found its way inside Mr. Garrideb's pipe.
The chances of that are 1,000,000 to 1!
And yet there's no other credible explanation for how the tip of the blade ended up in your pipe. Then, after losing its tip, the knife ricocheted off the pipe and flew out the open window.
Ah!
In short, this knife, which fell from the window of the Garrideb's house, is the very same knife that struck the victim in the middle of the back on the street below.
Oh gosh! Oh dear! Oh! No!
Why is the back of his robe all disgusting? Do you see that? It's got like a hole where his butt goes.
A full-bodied theory, I'll give you that. A complex bouquet of seemingly trivial points, plausibly arranged to create an almost passable vintage. Allow me to toast to my learned friend's characteristically Nipponese approach to bottling his argument.
Sorry?
But after all, it is just a theory. The bottle, I fear, is corked. Because, you see...
Oh my.
It's spoilt by an insurmountable inconsistency.
An insurmountable... What? Why did he put his foot up on that desk?
Lord Van Zeeks, explain yourself. What is this inconsistency you claim to have identified? An inconsistency of the simplest nature, my lord. The victim was found with the knife planted in the middle of her back.
He just is. I don't know, but I'm kind of here for it. Yes, in her...
That's right, you silly little man.
Now, Joan, old thing, what are you getting so excited about? Let us consider the basic facts of the case once more. The victim was walking along the pavement before being stabbed in the back and falling to the ground. If the knife had struck her from above, there's no possible way it could have planted itself into the victim's back.
Well, what if she slipped? Oh yeah, Steven? Nice.
Yeah! Order! Order!
Quite right. You see, that's exactly right. If the knife had fallen on her from above, then it would have struck her on the top of the head.
Well, he's lost for words, look.
I knew it. I never liked his theory in the first place.
I don't know, though. What did really happen? It would appear the defense has made a rather spectacular blunder. If a theory has even one inconsistency it cannot stand, your theory, my learned friend, is history. We were so close. I could see the truth. I was so sure we were on the right track, but now the way has been blocked completely by just one simple inconsistency. Or in other words,
We simply need to eliminate that one inconsistency and the theory will stand.
Miss Susato.
You mustn't worry, Mr. Naruhodo. You were caught off guard, that's all, and your mind went blank. But if the path you were on is indeed correct, then a way will present itself. The key to this is the court record, I'm sure. All the information you need is there.
It seems you have nothing to say, my Nipponese friend. Well, your silence speaks volumes. A tacit acceptance that your theory is fatally flawed.
Objection.
Oh. This inconsistency doesn't mean I was on the wrong track. It means that I need to sharpen my mind and dig deeper for the truth. It's a test. Yes. If the knife fell on the victim from above, there's no way it could have hit her in the middle of the back. Under normal circumstances, that is. What are you
Kids are
implying?
gonna love them. Everybody loves them.
Counsel? There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can explain this inconsistency, that can explain how the knife that fell from above could have pierced the victim's back. We already have that answer.
Goodness!
Oh, okay, bye, Storm. Have a good night. Utter madness. Surely this must be the last time. Counsel, present the evidence of which you speak. I only have one little life left, so this is good. This is the last inconsistency, the final piece of the puzzle. If I can successfully make sense of this, the truth will be laid bare at last. The evidence that explains how the falling knife became lodged in the victim's back is... like, she fell over on her side. It's not even like she's laying face down, so... Did she trip? Now we're officially playing Famicom, the Famicom method. Is there like a footprint on this or something? No. Because she dropped it after the fact.
Skittles, would you like your dinners?
Uh... Hmm. Are they gonna say that this, like, hit her on the head? Oh god, is it gonna be that far-fetched? I feel like that's a total... I feel like that's the only thing that makes sense, though. Why? Because there's no other reason why she would be holding the burned book.
Oh. She's part of, the Mean Girls Club.
Yeah, it has to be the book. Because the book would have hit her on the head, maybe she falls over, and then the knife follows, and yoink, into the back. That's the theory I'm gonna go with, and if I'm wrong, we just try again. This, the fourth book found at the scene, is the final piece of evidence that the defense will present. The burnt book. Is that not Mr. Garadeb's book? Yes, and to understand its significance, we have to consider how it can be at the scene of... in the first place. This photographic print clearly shows the book in question, and the victim holding it in her hand. But as we all know, it was the police constable that put the book in between her fingers like that. Quite so, as part of his wholesale transplanting of the crime scene to the opposite side of the road. That's true. However, as part of his testimony, Constable Beat made an extremely enlightening statement at one point. The victim was already holding the book? So, like, did she, like, find it? Oh, maybe they're gonna say she bent over to pick it up, right? Maybe? In other words, the victim had already picked up the book of her own volition. And clearly that must have been before she suffered the knife wound. Well, I should say so. After being attacked with a knife, I don't imagine she'd been doing much of anything. So the question becomes, why did the victim have that book in her hand? But, by jingo! I think I'm beginning to see what may have happened now.
Oh, dearie me.
We know that the book fell from the top floor of the Garadeb household onto the pavement below at precisely the moment that the victim was walking past. Yes, at exactly that moment, The young woman was walking along the street in the light fog when all of a sudden a book fell right in front of her.
The book I threw.
Yes, Mrs. Garadeb, and what do you think the woman did? What would you do if you were walking along and suddenly a book landed in front of you in the pavement?
Well, I really can't imagine it, but I suppose she might have reached down and picked up the book.
Yes, that is exactly what the woman in fact did. She picked up the book.
Oh! Oh heavens!
And when the woman reached down to pick up the fallen book, what position would her back have been in? That's right, facing the sky, completely and utterly defenseless. Then, in the very next moment, while the woman was still bent over picking up the book, the next object fell from the room above, the jackknife, straight into the middle of her back. And at the same time, walking by chance directly behind Miss Green, was the defendant, Mr. Soseki Natsume.
Well, I never!
It appeared to Mr. Natsume that a woman simply collapsed on the floor. In the dark of the fog, he didn't see the knife falling on her from above.
Oh!
And from the other direction, the constable and his wife saw no one but the victim and her apparent attacker. So there never was a real culprit to run from the scene of the crime in the first place. No, this was nothing more than a series of unlikely events that culminated in an unfortunate accident. And that is the real truth behind this case. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb?
The very first time you showed me that knife, I had my suspicions. I wondered if perhaps it might have been something like that.
Then, there, old bean.
Poor Mrs. Garadeb. Of course, I never meant for anything of the sort to happen, but it was all my fault, wasn't it? I take full responsibility. I let my anger get the better of me. I threw that book, and I threw the knife as well. John, dear.
It's alright, I know.
I'm ever so sorry. Truly. I'm sorry.
Oh, he caught her. Lord Van Zeeks, what news of Mrs. Garadeb? She's been taken to the infirmary. It would appear that today's events had left her in an especially flustered state. However, I believe she will recover in due course. There is no cause for concern. Yes, unbeknownst to themselves, they caused what could easily have been a terrible tragedy. They shall have to prepare themselves for the consequences of their actions. There is some good news, however, my lord. I have just had a word from the hospital where the victim is being treated. Her condition is improving steadily, and the doctor believes she will regain consciousness soon. It's strange. We've been talking about the victim in all this time, but we've never once met her. How wonderful! The woman is out of danger, it seems. Yes, that is good news. So, Mr. Soseki Natsume. Yes? On behalf of my fellow countrymen, I would like to take this opportunity to beg you pardon, sir. You came from your distant eastern homeland to study our great British culture, and have been repaid with immeasurable unkindness. Please accept our heartfelt apologies. No, it is me who should be begging your pardon. Oh no, Mr. Natsume. That evening, when the young woman just collapsed on the pavement before my eyes, I jumped to the wrong conclusion again in my confusion. What conclusion, sir? I was sure that woman was dead.
Yes, Constable Beats said the same thing, didn't he? He thought she'd been killed too.
I suppose she must have looked completely lifeless. It's been about a year since I arrived in Great Britain now, but I still can't get used to life here. I can't relax. I'm sure there are evil spirits lurking in the fog, like they're haunting me. Poor Saseki-san. His imagination really has got the better of him.
Yes, poor man.
So when it happened, I thought the young woman had been taken by the fog spirits. I should never have dropped my books like that and run away. I should have called for help, for a doctor, for the police. Instead, I managed to create a rift in the relationship of trust between our two empires, and for that, I am truly sorry. Hey, wait, Mr. Garrideb went up in Mrs. Garrideb's jury spot. That's weird. One could indeed say that some sort of mischievous spirit has been at work here, I think. One that created a chain of unfortunate mishaps. We were befooled by this spirit and led to false conclusions. But thanks to Lord Van Zeeks and our young lawyer here from the east, that chain has been broken and the spirit exorcised. Except Van Zeeks was sabotaging the whole time. I don't want to hear that. I heartily commend you both. Oh. Now then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Yes, my lord. In concluding this trial, I must ask one last time for your decisions regarding the defendant's culpability. Are you ready to present your findings to the court? As the foreman of this jury, I can assure you that we've reached a fair and just conclusion.
I do declare, that truth can be extremely cruel at times. Well, I didn't suspect the woman next to me, that's for sure.
Sitting in for the old bean while she's out of action, you know. But I know what her decision would be. Does this mean I'll finally be able to get out of here and start work? Well, it's about time.
Say, I'll have a corker of a story to tell the grandchildren when I get home, won't I?
Very well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby demand your final decisions. Mr. Foreman.
Not guilty. Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Hi.
Hey, Chibi.
Not guilty.
Maya? Wrong part of the series, Chibi-chan. Also, I've never played the main games. I've only played this one, so I don't know her. I just know she's with Phoenix Wright in Marvel 3. Very well, Mr. Soseki Natsume, I hereby pronounce you... not guilty. And we win again. And finally, Mr. Natsume.
Oh, yes, Lord Sir.
You are now a free man once more. It is my hope that you will continue to further your education in British culture. And you may you never again be brought before me.
Oh, yes, sir. Of course. On my life, I swear I'll never set foot in a courtroom again. I'm transported to tears.
Thank you, counsel. Court is adjourned. Yeah, I'm happy for him to go away as well.
Oh, Locum.
Wait, you mean me?
Of course! Is there any other Locum here?
Is there even one?
Compared to the original locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, your name has become rather short, hasn't it?
What's wrong with using my actual name?
Oh, at last!
Oh, at last! I'm free! I'm free! Joyful, joyous, jubilant jubilation! Heady, hearty, happiness, hurrah!
Oh, I'm pleased. Mr. Natsume is delighted.
Yeah, can we please just have this guy, be moved somewhere? Why would it be so hard to just say that then? Locum, you did it! You saved me from the brink! Well, what happened to the poor woman is in no way your fault, after all. I'm just glad everyone can see that now. No, not that! Lovely, loyal locum lawyer! Yes. I mean, as I said before, I have never just got used to life here in Great Britain. Every time I look over my shoulder, I see foreigners, I see towering brick buildings. And from high up windows, I see them looking down on me laughing. Look at that little hunchback.
Oh dear, I'm sorry. I'm sure it's all in your head, Mr. Natsume. But
I see that choppy frame rate, which you can barely tell in this game because it's mostly just dialogue. Today, you locum lawyer gave me my gloom the boot. What? You stood firm behind that baronial bench before all those babbling British. You battled to the bitter end, laying bare the baffling truth. Oh, it's not rude at all to tell me. Just let me know. I'd rather have it look normal than get weird. It's just the Switch. I don't understand why all Switch games do this. And when I beheld the blinding fireworks among the beams of the Bailey's roof, I bellowed, "Behold the best barrister ever born." Well, that's very flattering, and we're very pleased for you. This has given me a wonderful anecdote to recount to my old friends back in Japan. An anecdote? Is that what's to become of all my hard work? Ah, there you are, my dear fellows. Oh. I apologize for keeping you waiting. I rose late this morning.
oh, Mr. Sholmes, what a pleasure to see you.
I see I am here not a moment too soon. A disaster has been averted, I'm glad to say.
Oh?
The trial shall begin presently, Mr. Naruhodo, and I wish you the very best of luck. It's just finished. What? No! Then my haste was in vain! Ugh! It's you! Herlock Sholmes! Oh, have we met, sir?
This is Mr. Natsume, the man you had arrested, Mr. Sholmes.
Ah, I see. I failed to recognize you at first. Our previous encounters have taken place in the gloom. Either your bleak lodgings or that prison cell. I simply couldn't place that curious face in the light. Charming. This is all your fault, Herlock Sholmes. You're the reason I had to go through this terrible ordeal. I'm going to give you a piece of my mind. Ah, my apologies, sir, but I assure you, I have placed you now. You're the fellow who abandoned that poor young lady and ran off, are you not? Ah. Had she been taken to a hospital more urgently, I feel perhaps she would have regained consciousness by now. Oh! But it was unavoidable, I'm sure. We are but human, after all. Anyone would have been shaken by such an experience. I do feel very badly about it. About how I behaved. Well, never mind. Now then, what was it you wanted to say to me, sir? Nothing. Ha 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 ha! Priceless. Oh, I am sorry, really, but that was quite priceless. Poor Saseki-san. Still, on the bright side, you had an extremely entertaining experience without paying a penny. And it would seem you were not even found guilty. But there is no bright side.
Whatever do you mean, Mr. Natsume?
Even after this, I'm still cursed by the spirits and now by the Reaper. Ah, Lord Van Zeeks. I haven't forgotten, you know, what facing that man in court means. Even if you're not found guilty, you're still doomed. It'll be all right, Mr. Natsume.
If the Reaper appears trying to make trouble, I will protect you. Yeah.
Oh, she did it to me.
With a perfectly executed Susato takedown.
Much as I like being turned on my head, a bit of warning might be nice next time, Miss Susato. So, Mr. Natsume, what do you intend to do now? You mentioned something about recounting your experiences to your friends back in Japan? Yes, I intend to return to my homeland.
Oh!
It has already been a year since I arrived here in Great Britain. I visited universities, libraries, bookshops. I've been honored with the tutelage of professors. I've learned so much about the wealth of literature here, and the city as it's shaped. And I've come to realize that my calling to sail home and tell my fellow countrymen about it. It is my calling.
That's very touching, Mr. Natsume.
Or, in perhaps less veiled terms, you wish to withdraw halfway around the world to escape the terror of the Reaper's curse. That's not it at all! The more I learn of literature, the more this strange feeling claws at my insides. I feel compelled to return to my roots and attempt to pen a work of my own. Oh, I see. A work of literature by Saseki-san. Could be an interesting read. And what about Miss Susato and yourself, Mr. Naruhodo? Sorry, what about us? Will you return to Japan alongside your mustached compatriot? Why would we?
A week has not yet passed since we arrived in London. And only now does it feel as though we finally have found our feet.
And you are accommodated in a hotel at present, are you not? That's right, but we need to find lodgings before it bankrupts us.
I've calculated we can only afford another 10 nights before our entire budget is exhausted.
Well then, you could take my lodgings. Oh, the windowless room? Ah, but what it lacks in windows, it more than makes up for with a floor, a ceiling, and walls. Great. And of course, I'd be happy to leave behind the accursed evil spirit.
Oh my, an evil spirit?
Oh yes. It tries to suffocate you while you sleep. It's an infallible wake-up call. We'll think about it, if that's alright. Perhaps I can offer a more welcome alternative. Would you consider taking lodging with me?
Really?
Well, a vacancy has conveniently presented itself. Though it is up in the attic, I might add. Are you sure it isn't just a storage loft? I spoke with the landlady this very morning on the matter of price, and Iris is cleaning the room as we speak. You must come at once. I presume you have no luggage to speak of.
Oh, this is simply wonderful! What an honor to be invited to take lodgings in the Great Detective's office's attic. I'm too overcome for words.
So suggesting we look elsewhere is out then. Then it's settled. Iris will prepare a welcoming dinner this evening. And you must come too, Mr. Natsume. I insist. Yeah, apparently we're living with Shawns. I don't know what to say, but thank you. And yes.
Wonderful. Then I'll go and complete the paperwork for your formal release, Mr. Natsume. It shan't take long.
Somebody's happy.
Locum. I knew that you wouldn't let me down. I'm truly delighted to have met you here in London.
Oh, dots, oh my. Likewise, Mr. Natsume, it's been a privilege meeting you too. It's a shame that we're going to have to say goodbye so soon. Well, I've come to realize that I belong in Japan. But Locum, we'll meet again one day. Yes, I'm sure. And hopefully by then, I'll be a successful lawyer. Hopefully by then, I'll be a successful author. Well, my dear fellow, our carriage appears to have arrived. Shall we go, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, Mr. Sholmes. I've little doubt Mr. Natsume will be released in time for dinner this evening. And so, with Soseki-san's innocence successfully established, we rode with Mr. Sholmes to what was to become our new way home. Our new home. 221B Baker Street. So this
It's my night.
is to be our new office, yes. Our office? I rather like the sound of that. Me too. It's simply wonderful, isn't it? I hope you can see this, Kazuma. It's only a small step, but I'd like to think we're getting a little closer to your dream now. To my dear fellows, do you like the place? Oh, what the heck? He took his clothes off. Mr. Sholmes, yes, thank you so much. It's a delightful room, Mr. Sholmes. I simply adore it. Good. I'm pleased to hear it. Iris and I are delighted to welcome you. I hope everybody's hungry. It's nearly time for dinner. We'll eat as soon as Mr. Natsume arrives. We have a lot to celebrate. In before he dies. Iris, you must let me help you. All right then, Susie. You can be in charge of the salad. Why'd you take out her gun? Splendid! So, Mr. Naruhodo, how does it feel to have your own office in the capital? It's very exciting, actually. I can't help wondering what adventures await us. Ha ha ha! Those were precisely my sentiments when I first established my office at these premises. Until I discovered the dark truth about the city of London, that is. Sorry? London is a glorious place, full of wonder, opportunity, prosperity, and mirth. But the brightest of lights cast the darkest of shadows. Shadows? What do you mean? Well, I believe you're well aware of the murkiness that lies beyond London's facade already. So once again, Mr. Naruhodo, welcome to London. Alright, Sholmes a lot cuter when he's not in his weird Inspector Gadget outfit. Of course, at the time, I had no idea of the significance of those words Mr. Sholmes so casually spoke, but it wasn't long before my turn came to lift the facade and see the true depth of the murk that lay behind it. Yay! We beat this section. So there's only one more section for this game, right? That chapter was so long. Yes. We will definitely start the next one tomorrow because I can already hear my voice is waning. Case 5 is the final case for Great Ace Attorney 1. The chapters are very long in this game. Very, 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 very long. Probably longer than Danganronpa chapters, if we're being honest. You know, it's funny. I want to say this game is more goofy than Danganronpa, but I'm not sure if that's true. Like, there are definitely scenes where I'm like, oh my fucking god, kill me, because it's just all, like, comic relief characters talking. But then I think about it and I'm like, well, Danganronpa's kind of that way too. Yeah. So, alright, we're definitely, like, we'll start episode 5 either tomorrow or... Either tomorrow or Saturday, whenever the next time we play Great Ace Attorney. I'm trying to decide if we should do something else tonight or if we should call it there and just pick up where we left off tomorrow. I think tomorrow we're probably going to do Epic 7 for sure. I might do like SMT during the day and then E7 in the evening and then like something else after. And that way I can stream the new boss coming out for E7. Yeah, we'll do something like that. Let's call it there for the night. And that way I can spend some time with Kevin tonight and give my vocal cords a little rest because I could hear my voice getting raspy. I might even sneak in some Fire Emblem in my room, which will be fun. All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out all day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Everybody have a great night.